In this video, I will be covering everything about Columbus, Ohio, from some geography, things to do in Columbus, the cost of living in Columbus, and a lot more. My name is Jeni Reitz, and I'm a realtor in the Columbus, Ohio area, and this is my ultimate guide to living in Columbus, Ohio. Columbus is the state capital of Ohio, and it's also by far the most populous city. In the 1800s, when it was founded here because this capital was founded here because we're smack dab in the middle of the state, and we're also great proximity-wise to some rivers that were very helpful for trade. There are a ton of well-known people who were born here, if you didn't know. Simone Biles was born here. There's also some really well-known bands that were started in Columbus as well, including 21 Pilots and Rascal Flatts. The other interesting thing about our city currently is that there's a lot of very well-known and famous people moving here and investing here. And in fact, Mark Wahlberg recently bought and now runs a Chevy dealership on our city's west side. The lead singer of Rascal Flatts also is a local businessman who owns and operates a moving company called Black Time Moving. You can use them when you move here. Lately, it seems like everyone famous is investing in Columbus, and there's actually some really good reasons why. One really unique feature of our city is how incredibly centralized we are. The state of Ohio sits dead center in the Midwest, and Columbus actually sits dead center in the state of Ohio. Living here means that tons of other major US cities are only a few hours drive away. And I'm not just talking Ohio cities like Cleveland and Cincinnati. I'm talking Chicago, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh. The list goes on. And in fact, it's widely estimated that if you live in Columbus, you are always within a day's drive of more than half the entire United States population. You really are at the center of America here. Living in Columbus also means you're in a major city with a lot of the benefits that come from traditionally living in a big city. Columbus has several airports, if you didn't know, including John Glenn International and the Ohio State University Airport. There are a ton of parks and nature. We have great places to visit for a day like German Village, the Brewery District. There's so many more. And fitting with Columbus's general theme of being in the middle of everything, most of the action actually takes place in the city too, literally in the downtown area. Downtown Columbus, Ohio State University, numerous popular districts to see are Italian Village, the Arena District, the Discovery District, and more. And they all sit together towards the center of the city. So as you'd expect, this large city with all its different districts and neighborhoods and all of it has quite a few people living here too. And according to US Census data from 2020, the population of Columbus is somewhere just above 900,000 people. If you do take the larger Columbus metro area into consideration, though, the total population is close to 2 million people. It's also worth mentioning that's a huge increase in the last 10 years. In 2010, only about 780,000 people lived in Columbus, so well over 100,000 have arrived since, making us one of the largest, fastest growing cities in the US, 16% growth in the last decade. Much of our increase in population is due to the expanding population of young professionals here. Forbes magazine recently ranked Columbus as one of the top 10 US cities for young professionals. Top employers in the city include huge companies like JP Chase and Nationwide Insurance. Tens of thousands of people are also employed by The Ohio State University. Columbus is a major player also in the healthcare industry. Ohio Health is one of our top city's employers, and Mount Carmel Health System is as well. Numerous other companies are moving into, and all this growth is producing some really noticeable changes to our city. Well-known areas like the Short North, the Brewery District, the downtown area, and a lot of others are getting revamped into these really hip and cool places that everybody just wants to hang out in. There's plenty to do all over the city. First off, Columbus is actually a big sports town. The football and basketball teams at OSU are some of our nation's best. There's also a Major League Soccer team called the Crew, and we have our beloved Blue Jackets, the NHL team. There's even a minor league baseball team here connected to Cleveland. They play right here in Columbus, and their stadium is fantastic, well worth a visit too. If you do like outdoors, you're more of an outdoor person, you're also in luck because Columbus has no less than 400 city parks. There's also a great aquarium and zoo. Every year, Columbus hosts the Ohio State Fair, which is one of the largest state fairs in the country. And if you're a live music fan, we also host one of America's most popular music festivals called Rock on the Range. I mean, there's a lot to do here year-round. However, I will warn you, being outdoors isn't always fun and games. For whatever reason, allergies here are through the roof. It seems like everyone complains about them, at least every now and again. One reason for that might be because Columbus sits at the bottom of a river basin, so pollen, dust, other allergy-inducing things tend to accumulate here. Never gets quite cold enough to burn everything off, and it's hot. It doesn't kill anything off either. So if you're prone to allergies, just be warned. It's also worth keeping in mind that this is the middle of the Midwest, so we get all the seasons here. Summers are hot and muggy, winters are cold and snowy. It's not uncommon for thunderstorms, lightning blizzards, even tornadoes. So you're warned. Columbus overlaps with what climatologists ominously call Tornado Alley. Here's a fun fact for you. Dave Chappelle actually lives here in an area called Yellow Springs, and that is right inside Tornado Alley. He's also building a comedy club there, so remember all the famous people. It's ultimately just one of those things though, the tornadoes are. Like earthquakes in California, hurricanes in Florida, tornado season runs from April to November, and you know, the storms can get a little scary. However, I will tell you, in my over 20 years of living here, I've never seen an actual tornado. Knock on wood. Now that I just threw that out to karma, right? Beyond the outdoors though, there's plenty of indoor fun as well. People are always often surprised to hear that Columbus is actually a culinary destination. Bet you didn't know that. There is a huge and diverse cuisine scene here, and we host restaurant weeks to help introduce visitors and residents alike to the amazing food and amazing chefs that are living in our area. The brewery district is going to be a prime area to explore. You'll find tons of restaurants, cafes, bars, music venues, and of course breweries, and you won't even be able to keep track of everything down there. Columbus also is a fashion hub. Believe it or not, there are more designers here per capita than anywhere else in the US, except for Los Angeles and New York, of course. A driving force behind that is Limited Brands is headquartered here. And if you didn't know, Limited Brands has the stores Express, Victoria's Secret, The Limited. Polaris is a massive indoor shopping mall that's here if you're into shopping. It's at the north end of the city. And if you're into outdoor shopping centers, we also have one of those called Easton. In addition to virtually endless shopping options at Easton, they also host fashion nights and live music. So it's a really great place to visit. So what about cost of living? How much does it actually cost to live in Columbus? Well, according to niche.com, the median rent is around $961 a month. That's about $100 less than the national average, but it's notably higher than nearby cities like Cleveland and Cincinnati. So investors have been flocking to Columbus thinking they're finding the holy grail of affordability. They're usually surprised that it's not quite so anymore. According to Zillow, the average home value is somewhere around $213,000. Once again, we are below the national average, but if you compare that figure to what it was just a year ago, man, you're gonna see a big increase, over 18%. Still, there are lots and lots of homes that are for sale, and affordability is one of those things. A recent Zillow check showed close to 1,200 listings here. Another thing people want to consider is the school systems in Columbus. Columbus City Schools is actually our largest school district and one in the entire state. 50,000 students are included, and they attend well over 100 different schools. A lot of these schools have really high A or A+ ratings, not all the ones in Columbus, but throughout the area. One notable school district is Olentangy Schools, and Olentangy High is currently ranked #1 in the entire district. It's particularly known for its sports team. Multiple NFL players went there, and our good old friend, the lead singer of Rascal Flatts, did too. So I just want to say Columbus is a really fast-growing cultural hub of the American Midwest. It's really easy to get absorbed in our amazing food options, the variety of locations and places to hang out, and our charismatic culture. If you can brave the weather, it's a fantastic place to come and start your career or raise your family. That was my ultimate guide, where I did try to cover everything, but I know you all may have a variety of questions about Columbus. So I'm available. Let me help in any way I can. Ask questions, get in touch with me. I am a realtor and a longtime resident here, over 20 years. So I can help anytime, and any questions you have I can get answered. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe for more videos all about what it's like to live here in Columbus and all over the area. Bye for now.